coming up tonight on Primetime Local News. Chalk the Walk takes place in the border city. And more on upcoming accessibility features discussed at City Council.
Mother's Day is coming up this weekend, and if you're looking for a way to spend some time with Mom, great events to attend, we've got some great ideas for you coming up in What's Happening.
Prime Time Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello and welcome to Primetime Local News. I'm Callan Dunlop. Thanks for joining us. Lloydminster has submitted a grant application to see more accessibility measures throughout the city. Under the Accessible Saskatchewan Act, 3 different cities, Lloydminster, North Battleford, and Warman, are all required to develop an accessibility plan for their respective communities. Mayor Albers speaks on the current idea of having the 3 communities team up to accomplish this.
Bringing the consultant in that specializes in that and says, in building XYZ, building ABC, whatever community facility that they look at, says this is what I would suggest or what we need to do to meet the legislative requirements of the Government of Saskatchewan.
A grant application was submitted to the Targeted Sector Support Initiative for roughly $190,000, with the city committing $64,000 towards the project.
This is just a great opportunity to take advantage. As we heard, this is basically a $30,000, $25,000 saving to the city if we can get that grant funding approved from that perspective, and it's beneficial to both North Battleford and Warman as well. And again, when we work together, we get so much more done.
Lloydminster Council is still waiting to hear back on the grant application. The accessibility plan is also being funded by the other 2 communities. The sidewalks at Bud Miller Park are more colorful after Chalk the Walk saw people from Lloydminster draw for a great cause. The purpose of Chalk the Walk was to promote good mental health by having community members come out and use chalk to create positive messages and drawings on the sidewalk at Bud Miller Park.
So Chalk the Walk is for the Mental Health Matters campaign. So the kids are just out chalking on the sidewalk, writing motivational words to people who are out enjoying the nice weather, walking around at Bud Miller.
Not only did Chalk the Walk promote good mental health with the drawings on the sidewalk, the time spent creating the drawings and messages with friends and loved ones is beneficial in itself.
Well, it's good to get out in the community and do things for the community and recognize mental health for everyone in the community. And now that it's getting nicer out, I think it's really good for people to be outside enjoying the nice weather.
The motivational messages, along with the colorful pictures drawn in chalk, serve to remind people that they are not alone in their mental health struggles. It's Mother's Day weekend, and there are several events planned that you can take in with your mom. Heather Klages has more in this week's edition of What's Happening.
This Mother's Day weekend, you've got a chance to spend some time with Mom tomorrow and visit a couple of different markets in Lloydminster. The Harvest Collective Market is being held tomorrow out at the Lloyd X grounds, and this is an opportunity to visit with so many unique artists, sewers, and crafters. And this is an opportunity to pick up some unique items. Get something for yourself, get something for Mom. Whether you're looking for a beautiful piece of jewelry, a gorgeously scented candle, there's going to be baking, pottery, clothing, and more. And that one is free to attend. They do ask, if you're able, that you make a donation to the Olive Tree at the door. The other market that's on tomorrow is the Mother's Day Market at St. John's Anglican Church Hall. You'll find baked goods, clothing, jewelry, and so much more. Both those markets run from 10 until 4. A great way to spend some time with your mom tomorrow. Tickets for a great show at the Vic Juba Community Theatre would make a great gift for your mom for Mother's Day. And they've got a couple great shows coming up right away. Sunday night, comedian John Doerr will be here. He won the Juno Award for Best Comedy Album in 2023. Tickets available now at vicjubatheatre.ca. If your mom loves country music, get her tickets for the show Tribute to Patsy Cline and Hank Williams. It's coming up on Monday night. It features Elisa Brokoff, and she'll be bringing to life Patsy Cline's big hits, including Crazy. Plus, she'll be singing some original songs that she wrote specifically for this show. For details on all the great shows and to get your tickets just in time for Mother's Day, head online to vicjubatheatre.ca. Another great gift for your mom would be tickets to the Mother's Day event that the Connecting Parents Supporting Families group is hosting. It's coming up later on this month on May the 21st, but it's an opportunity to learn some different yoga techniques. It's going to be a time to reconnect, recharge, and relax. For more details and to book a spot, you can go online to eventbrite.ca. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, we hope you stay safe, stay healthy, and have a happy Mother's Day.
What's Happening is brought to you by Northern Factory Workwear, Circle Drive East, Saskatoon, and Highway 17 South, Lloydminster.
And Lloydminster today is experiencing pretty much the same temperatures we've been experiencing all week. It's been quite nice, but that wind is still there.
That's right. That seems to, be the trend. Fortunately, the wind hasn't been quite as strong today as it was, but of course you can still feel it. I think that's kind of always just the case out here. Is we just kind of the windy city, I guess. But yeah, overall some, great weather temperature-wise, and it does look like the weekend is going to see that. It's going to be a little bit warmer on the weekend, but right now, plus 17 here in Lloydminster with that wind blowing at 15 kilometers an hour. Of course, that sun is out with a few clouds darting in here and there. Overall, just another great day that we've had this week with, a little bit less of that wind, which is kind of nice. It was blowing quite strong yesterday, and it's a bit less so today. But yeah, looking around the region, you can see we all have some nice temperatures in Lac La Biche. It's 16, Cold Lake, Bonnyville, and Edmonton, as well as in Vegreville and Provost. It's 18, and St. Paul, Marwayne, Vermilion, and Wainwright are all at 17 today. Over in Saskatchewan, once again, much of the same in Isla Cross and Pierceland, as well as St. Walburg and North Battleford, all at 18, and Green Lake, Meadow Lake, and Macklin are sitting at 19 degrees, and Maidstone is at 17. Tonight in North Battleford, it's going to get down to plus 6. It'll be a mostly cloudy night with that wind at 19 kilometers an hour, so not very much wind difference between right now in Lloydminster and tonight North Battleford, with just looks like they'll be getting a few more clouds than we have today. We're more sunny with just a few clouds, but it looks like that will be a cloudy night. Tomorrow in North Battleford, going to be quite a warm day. It's going to get up to 26. A warm day with sun shining through those clouds. The wind will be at 13 kilometers an hour, so similar wind-wise as today in Lloydminster. Tonight in Cold Lake, it's going to be a cloudy night with that low at plus 6. The wind will be blowing at 11 kilometers an hour. Before tomorrow, it'll get up to 21, but those clouds will stay, and that wind will be at 11 kilometers an hour. So maybe a gloomier day in Cold Lake, but that temperature will make up for it, as it will still feel, relatively warm outside with that 21. Tonight in Lloydminster, it's going to be a cloudy night. It's going to get down to plus 5 as the nighttime low, and that wind is only going to taper off a few kilometers from 15 to 13. Now, taking a look at tomorrow's forecast, we do have a nice day ahead. At 6 a.m., those cloudy conditions will remain. 5 degrees will be the temperature. Before noon, there will be some hazy sunshine. It's going to get up to 18, with that haze continuing to 6 p.m., and it'll get up to 22 before a cloudy midnight at 12 degrees. Now, taking a look at your 3-day forecast, we do have a nice weekend ahead. Tomorrow will be a warm day with a high of 22. And that low at 7. Like we saw, a little bit hazier skies with those clouds kind of coming in here and there. A little more clouds on Mother's Day Sunday, and the temperature will be at 23. That low once again at 7 before we get a rainier Monday, an 84% chance of that rain, and that high is going to be 14 with that low once again being 7. That is your first look at our evening weather. We'll have more news after the break.
The Sticks Billiards and Lounge in Lloydminster got some fancy new pool tables, courtesy of a company all the way from the Netherlands. Clash steel pool tables, which are catered to professional pool players, are the first to appear in Canada and are mostly used in the U.S. and European countries.
First tables in Canada ever. A lot of the professional pool players and live streamers that do lessons online, like on YouTube and stuff like that, they've been using these tables.
According to the owner, who has recently just became the main dealer in Canada, these tables are top of the line and are a must for any professional.
These would be in the top echelon of pool tables. It's an all steel frame, solid oak rails. It's got vinyl soft touch laminate for rails. The pockets, they'll hold an entire rack of balls in one pocket.
A QR code is located at the sticks for anyone looking for more information on the tables. The Edmonton International Cat Festival is coming up later this month. Stacey Comer has all the details on what to expect.
There is a super exciting event happening in Edmonton at the end of this month. It's the Edmonton International Cat Festival. Being a cat fan, I've attended this before, and I have the founder, Linda Huang, with me. Linda, thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, Stacey. Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about Cat Fest. First of all, this year, when is it and where is it?
Yeah, so this year we're actually a week later than normal, but we're still kicking off summer festival season in Edmonton. So it's Catterday, May 31st. It's downtown Edmonton at MacEwan University, and it's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So it's a full day of meowsing cativities.
For anyone, Linda, who hasn't been to this event before, can you explain what people can do when they go there? Because there really is so much from beginning to end.
Yeah, we really try to stress, leading up to the event, like you should be looking at the program. You should be planning what you want to do and see, because very likely you won't be able to do it all, because we've really tried to jam pack the day with all sorts of cat and kitten activities. So on our main stage, that's presented by the City of Edmonton Animal Care and Control Center. We've got lots of educational cat related topics. So we'll have a vet speaking. We'll talk about responsible cat ownership. We'll also be doing interviews with celebrity cats, which is one of the other things that a lot of people come to the festival for. They want to meet these celebrity cats. This year, for the first time, we're bringing in 5 really famous cats on the internet. We've never done 5 before, so it really will be, a lot of wrangling.
Can you tell me about the celebrity cats that are coming, Linda?
Yeah, so the first set is a trio. So it's Siberian Reinhardt, Perseus, and Paisley. And they basically, between them, have passport stamps from or to over 15 countries in the world. So they have traveled sort of everywhere. And Edmonton is next on their list. So they're excited to come and meet everyone. And then the other set we have is a duo. It's Louie and Todd. They also travel. They're Chicago-based, and they're well known for their parent, Lazar. He posts a lot of videos showing like travel through the airport. So it becomes a very, realistic experience for people. And so they field a lot of questions about, which airlines allow me to bring my cats, or what are the fees, or how do your cats do on long haul trips? And so there's kind of that educational aspect as well. Because we have heard from a lot of attendees over the years, more and more, that they're trying to bring their cats outside with them and to go on trips with them and more adventures. So celebrity cats as well. We've also got adoptable cats. We've got kitten play areas. We have a ton of cat crafts and different cat workshops. So some local artists are going to be teaching people how to do cat bath bombs. That's the company is Weird Neighbor. Another artist, Robin Good, she's going to be teaching people how to make cat tote bags. So really like an endless, and I could go on. But I don't know if you have other questions I should get to.
Well, Linda, one thing I want to mention for sure is that this raises money. This is a fundraiser, and you've raised a lot in the past. Have you set a goal for this year, and where does the money go?
It's a great question. Yes. So when we started in 2014, we did start with the intention to celebrate cats, to celebrate cat people, to celebrate cat culture, but also to raise money to help cat rescues and to really make a difference, in the lives of cats and kittens that are in need in the area. So over the last, this will be our 11th year. We've been able to raise $170,000 to support about a dozen local area rescues. And, goal wise, it would be great if we could get to 200,000 as our total. So we'll see. I guess we need you. We need you to come. We need your viewers and your listeners to come to help us get there. So 100% of proceeds from ticket sales, as well as any kind of other optional donations, do get donated to the rescue, which is Little Cats Lost this year.
And one thing I noticed too, Linda, is that there are a number of contests too. There was like a poetry contest, an art contest, a photo contest. So tell me about how people can get involved in those.
Yeah, different ways to interact. Actually, I think at last check, we had almost 20 people had submitted cat poems for the poetry contest, which is like, and it's so sweet, right? It's really, really sweet to see what, inspiration cats bring to people. But so that cat poetry contest, you can submit until May 23rd. If you can't be here for it, we have a local author and cat poet, Catherine Owen, who will be reading the cat poems out loud. We're also inviting, though, people who submit their poems to come and read out loud as well. The Cat Student Art Contest, the submissions have closed now, but you can come and check out the student artwork. And then new this year, we're letting people bid sort of to purchase if they'd like to, because we kept hearing last year when we did the cat art contest that people wanted to buy some of the art. So proceeds from that, the art sales, will also go back to Little Cats Lost. And then the photo contest is an annual favorite. So it's called Edmonton's Most Perfect Cat Contest. And we pick a top 3, and we just ask people to submit photos of their cats in different situations. So you've got formal, swimsuit, everyday, and then we ask the question, how would your cat make the world a better place? So just kind of a cheeky, a fun little way that people can kind of enter this sort of pageant, and then we throw up their photos on the big screen, and then we do have a panel of cat-loving judges who vote, and yeah, that's a big component too. So we're always trying to think about ways to be interactive with the cat community and making sure that they're able to participate in as many activities as they can for the festival.
Well, Linda, it's been great chatting with you. And like I said, I have attended this event in the past. It's so fun, so much to do. Once again, just let people know how they can get all the information they need on this event.
Yeah, please go to edmontoncatfest.com, or you can find us on social media, Edmonton Cat Fest or Yeg Cat Fest on Instagram. Kids 12 and under are free. So it is an all ages family friendly event. And tickets are only $15 if you buy it in advance, or $20 at the door. And again, 100% of that will be donated to Little Cats Lost Rescue here in the city. So we'd appreciate it if you came, and I hope also to see you there, Stacey.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's my year to be back again, Linda. Thank you so much for chatting with me, and we'll see you at the festival.
It's now time to take a look at your adorable animals in our Pet Picks of the Day.
Send photos of your pet and their name to have them featured on Pet of the Day.
A tribute album is being released next month for the iconic Canadian rock band Triumph. Stacey Comer has more on the music and some exciting performing plans in the band's future.
Well, being released next month is an all-star tribute to Triumph, Magic Power. And I'm so excited to be joined today by Gil Moore from Triumph. Gil, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, hi, Stacey. It's great to be here.
Well, let's talk about this album. It's amazing. There are some really incredible people who are singing the songs of Triumph. Did you have involvement with who was going to be singing and which song? Or was this kind of all done and then said, here, Gil, I hope you enjoy?
More like that. I mean, Mike Klink, the producer extraordinaire that actually was the captain of the ship here, put the album together. He connected all the musicians and so on. He did ask us, what do you think of this idea? What do you think of that? And he played us, rough mixes. But of course, all the people that he selected, they were all great musicians, like top players and top singers, and famous in their own right. So, it was like it's very what's not to like? It was just great actually. The fact that these all these folks would jump in and play the songs and do this was just an amazingly humbling experience really for us and as Triumph.
Well, some of the names that we have performing, there's Nancy Wilson, Sebastian Bach, Phil X, Mickey Thomas, the list just goes on. So, and Dee Snider, he's come out and he's just talked about how so excited he was to play on this album. So you've had a chance to listen to some of these songs, I'm guessing by now. Did they do it justice?
Oh, absolutely. I think there's a blend of, in some cases, a really original take, like you mentioned, Nancy Wilson, like the way she did Fight the Good Fight. I mean, she really made it her own song in a beautiful way with her, kind of her floating style of her singing, which I love. And, when Dee, for example, or Sebastian singing, Rock and Roll Machine or Lay It on the Line, the two they did. Dee did a very aggressive vocal and a great vocal on Lay It on the Line, and Sebastian just killed Rock and Roll Machine. But I could go on. I mean, Dean Castronovo of Journey. I mean, I don't know that there's no singing drummer on the planet Earth that is as talented as Dean Castronovo. And Never Surrender was his song. It's very, very difficult to sing. That's one of Rick's vocals and one of the very, very high ones. It's very, very hard for anyone to sing that. Lawrence Gowan did a beautiful job on Somebody's Out There, for example, and another one of Rick's vocals. So just all the way down the line, it's been one big surprise after another, to be honest, for us in Triumph. Just really amazing.
Now, you guys have been around for a long time, and a lot of the people who played on the album said that they were influenced by your music. What does that mean to you to hear that to some of these guys that are still out and still performing as well as yourselves? What does that mean? As starting the band, I guess about 50 years ago, and getting to where you are now. How do you feel about hearing that?
It's amazing. I mean, it's hard for me to imagine, to be honest, because I'm still relating back to being a kid that wanted to get a set of drums and mowing grass and stuff to save up the money and then hanging around other bands and following them to try to learn. So you think back in your own life, you go to the influences, and when I, realized how great John Bonham was, or Ian Pace and Deep Purple, these kinds of players, Mitch Mitchell and Jimi Hendrix Experience, or the great, great, great Buddy Rich, the greatest of all time. That's when I think of influences. When I think of somebody being influenced by us, it's like, well, how's that possible? Because I'm still looking up to these guys. So it's amazing to hear that we, if we had an influence on some of the musicians that are on the album, it's a wonderful thing, but it's not something we would have ever expected.
A lot of people talk about how music has memories for them and they attach certain points in their life to it. And I'm guessing your fans tell you that all the time too. Just they've heard this song, or this was our song, or, this brings me back to a great time in my life. It must feel so good that you've been a part of people's lives for so long and have been able to create those happy times or get them through the tough times with some of your music.
Yeah, we're getting more and more of the stories, every day. It never stops, and a lot of it is about the tough times. I mean, I think that's when the therapeutic value of music really, is in a special place in people's lives. And you see so many people, and I've met so many people that have had a really tough go with a medical condition or a death in the family or some tragedy. And a lot of times, there's a tattoo with one of our lyrics, and it really kind of proof positive how impactful, the song was, or the lyric within the song was. And it makes you realize, when you're starting out as a rock and roll band, you're young guys and you're all out there just to, try to gain an audience, and you really can't think forward decades into thinking about influencing people's lives in any way or whatever. You're just trying to gain an audience and be accepted. So it's pretty it's a heavy thing actually to get to this stage and think that the music perhaps had more weight to it, than more value to it than we would have ascribed to it as young guys playing rock and roll.
Would there be any plans, Gil, to do a concert of some sort, or maybe, record a television special with some of the people who did the tribute or, tour a few cities? Is that something that's been discussed, or are you just going to let the album come out and enjoy?
We've been working with our lighting director, Paul Dexter, who is really a genius in lighting. And we've been looking at Paul was instrumental in the development of holographic technology and so on, and he was one of the prime experimenting in that area was one of his fortes, I'll say. And so we've worked on a mixed reality concept that we haven't fully deployed yet, but it's in the back room, we're working on it. And the idea would be something that's completely different than any of the hologram stuff that's been done before, completely different than, say, what ABBA has in London. This would be a touring entity, and it would be the first 6-piece power trio. So we would have, 3 guys that are really at the top of the game playing the instruments, but we would have the original band members virtually within the show. So it's not something I could promise. I can promise we're working on it. And we're very excited about it, and we're going to continue because it is experimental. It's hard to say, no wine before it's time, but we're hoping later this year, perhaps, or perhaps in 2026 as part of a 50th anniversary.
Well, Gil, that is exciting and something for us to look forward to. And of course, the album, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. And once again, the tribute album to Triumph Magic Power coming out here. I believe it's the 6th of June. And just again, so many musicians on here that are paying tribute to the amazing songs of Triumph. And I know you're a busy guy, but I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today, and really look forward to everybody getting to hear this album.
Thanks so much, Stacy. It's been great talking to you.
Coming up after the break, our Lane Hoffert will have another look at our evening weather forecast.
Welcome back. We're going to take a second look at your evening weather. A little bit cloudier right now in Lloyd than the first time we looked at your weather. But still plus 17 with that wind at 13 kilometers an hour. So overall, still temperature-wise, a nice day out, even if those clouds are kind of lingering over a little bit more than they were earlier. Now looking at the temperatures around the region, overall it's a pretty nice day. Cold Lake, Edmonton, and Rocky Mountain House all at 18. Athabasca at 17, Whitecourt at 15, Edson 14, Jasper 16, and Red Deer 20. So very similar temperature range in Alberta, and once again in Saskatchewan, very much the same. In Meadow Lake, Prince Albert, and Melfort, as well as Saskatoon, it's 18, and then North Battleford is 17. Moving up north, pretty well the same once again. In Uranium City and Flin Flon, it's 14, Stony Rapids 16, Williston Lake 13, and La Loche and Buffalo Narrows both at 18. In Fort Chipewyan and Fort McMurray, it's 19, High Level 18, Peace River 16, Grand Prairie 14, and Slave Lake is at 13. Now moving down south, in Coronation it's 19, Banff 16, Calgary 20, and Medicine Hat, Lethbridge both at 24. 17 in Yorkton, 21 in Moose Jaw, Swift Current, and Estevan, and 20 in Regina and Kindersley. Now taking a look at tonight's forecast, it'll be +5 and a cloudier night here in Lloydminster. Now, some other overnight temperatures in Meadow Lake, Provost, and Paradise Hill, it'll be +5, Bonnyville 6, and Isla Cross 7. All cloudier nights, except for Provost, where those clouds will be breaking. Now, some more temperatures in Murnum, Unity, and Wainwright, it'll be 4, and Pierce Land and Calgary 5. Once again, similar skies overall, with some clouds kind of lingering around. Now taking a look at our 7-day forecast, we do have a nice weekend ahead. A few clouds kind of darting in both on Saturday and Sunday, with high of 22 on Saturday and a high of 23 on Sunday, before we will get rain on Monday. And then it does look like the rest of the week is going to be pretty well kind of the same, springtime May temperatures that we've been already seeing.
No, exactly, and it's nice to have these great temperatures entering Mother's Day weekend. It'll be great weather to spend with your mom.
That's right. Perfect opportunity for her to make us help out with the garden and everything there.
Exactly. That is all the time we have today for Primetime Local News. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great night.